Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Kid, where we review, repair, and talk about retro tech. Today, we're going to be looking at and reviewing this Technics SH-8030 Space Dimension Controller. So, I picked this up at a thrift store, actually, called EcoTown. And they were super cool. They have pretty much anything you want, from Louis Vuitton bags to like hi-fi like this. And they also had shoes, clothing, but the most important part was pretty much the back corner of the store. And they had all these hi-fi components. And I actually picked this up for $15. Yes, 1-5. And yeah, they said it didn't turn on, so it was being sold as junk. And yeah, when I brought it home, it actually ended up turning on like as soon as I plugged it in. So yeah, I got super lucky with that, or maybe they just didn't label it right. But anyways, they said it didn't work, and it worked. So I feel pretty accomplished. And if I ever did want to sell this, I probably won't, because it would be a nice addition to my hi-fi. But if I ever did want to sell it, there's one on eBay right now for like $400. But that one does have the box, so I don't know how much this is worth, because there's really nothing else like it for sale right now. And I don't know much about this, so you guys can tell me about it in the comments. And yeah, so anyways, let's get into the features of this Space Dimension controller. Okay, so now that we have some YouTube audio library music playing, we can turn up the things, let it's a little louder, and get into it. So starting off on the left here, we have these microphone controls: pan pot, mic 1 level, mic 2 level, and mixing. That's what I just used to turn up the music. You can see if I move it more towards source, then it would be quieter, because the music is going in through the aux input through my computer. So because aux is on this side, then of course if I turn it to the other side, it wouldn't go. So if I turn it in the middle here, source would be microphone, I'm pretty sure. So with these microphones, you can actually plug in a microphone, and then you can of course change the echo, and you can kind of like talk over the music and all that stuff. So I'll demonstrate that right now. So we can turn it down a tiny bit so that grab my microphone. So I can plug in a microphone, turn on the microphone, and you can see if I tap it, you can see, because I have it all the way to source, I can turn up the mic 1 level, and now I can talk into the microphone. And you can see it actually shows up on the little display over there. So that's how you use a microphone with this. And of course I can turn up the microphone levels here, the echo level, so now it's super echoey. You can hear the echo. So that's cool, and you can, I guess you can almost use this as a karaoke machine. I don't know if you should, but you can probably. So now I can unplug the microphone, and I can show you the other features of this Space Dimension controller. So turn up the mixing again, turn down the echo, and here we have the frequency equalizer. So over here you can just, of course it's just a regular equalizer, so you can change the frequencies and what's louder, what's quieter. And here's the peak level. So this is a super cool display. It's like it can go from a 2D display to a 3D display. And this is old tech too. Of course this doesn't have like a screen inside it. It's just lights. So, and whoever designed this was super clever. They kept these lights the same, but then if you press this, well, this is just the equalizer, but if you press the dimension, then you can see the peak level with the measurements turns off, but the lights stay on. And then and then these things coming out, like here, coming towards you and getting bigger or smaller, that's the dimension. So I can use these dimension controls to change the ambience and the echo. So you can hear it's getting a little more echoey. And one feature of this is actually to make it sound like you're listening in a bigger room than you're actually in. So what it can do is it can add the echoes in that would be present if you were listening in a bigger room. And make it sound like you're in a bigger room. And some people like the effects, some people don't. I personally think it's kind of cool, but of course I'll only use it some of the time. And you guys can really hear. So, because this is actually a double knob thing, there's a knob on the inside, and they do ambience and echo. And you can see if I turn it up, the lights will get they'll hop out at you more. And then you can hear the echo and stuff getting louder. And then that's just how you adjust the dimension. And then you have these effect position. You can see record out and then source. And that's if you wanted it to be echoey, or like if you're recording onto a cassette tape. Then you can also use this for recording, which is cool. And that's pretty much everything. So now we can take a look at the back of the device, and we can see all the connections, the serial number, and everything else. Okay guys, so now that we can see the back of the Technics SH-8030 Space Dimension Controller, we can take a look at the inputs and outputs and other things. So over here we have a little thing that says caution, do not remove screws, and you can see someone already removed a screw, but that's okay. And of course we have the ground here, so we can unscrew this, put a wire in. And like I said before, this device is in Hawaii, and we bought it in Hawaii. So you can see there's a little bit of oxidization on all of these. It's kind of rough, you guys can't feel it, but you can see the little, of course it isn't shiny. And also this is very rusted, you see where the ground is. But yeah, so this is going into my computer, it's just the auxiliary input. And this is where I'm playing music from, because of course that tape deck, like I showed in my previous video, is broken. So anyways, here is what's going to the receiver. And yeah, so this line out. And there's also phono inputs for a record player, and it would all go out through one line out into the receiver, and then yeah. And then it would, of course, all the effects on this would work on all of these, and that's really why you would plug everything through here instead of just plugging directly into the receiver. But that's pretty obvious. So moving on to the right, we have this outlet so that you can plug other hi-fi components into it, so that you don't have to plug everything into the wall. And we see the serial number here. You guys can look at that. I'm not going to read it out, but yeah, it's pretty simple. You just have, there's not a lot here. It's just, and then you have the name here, and then this missing screw, like I showed before, and then this is the power cable. And there's not any toggle to change the voltages or anything. It's just the power cable. And yeah, that's pretty much all it is for the back. And yeah. So here it is, my review of the Technics SH-8030 Space Dimension Controller. We took a look at the plugs on the back, all the features on the front, and we listened to how it sounded and what makes it a Space Dimension Controller. Anyways, that's it. And for the Retro Kid, I'm the Retro Kid. Thank you for watching.